Following the golden rule will help you live a long and healthy life until the end. We had already made 5 big decisions about our lives by the time we were in our 70s. We heard stories that taught us lessons, but we didn't care what other people thought. We've recently decided how we'd like to spend the rest of our lives and are working to make that happen. Let me know if you like this video before we start. Before we begin, I want to invite you to stay until the end, because I'll be sharing one quiet insight that may help you feel more connected to your purpose, no matter where you are in life. If these reflections speak to your heart, please click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so we can continue growing together. And just so I know you're here, type in the comments, "I'm here, and my purpose still lives." It's a powerful way to claim this moment as your own. Now let's begin. Some people seem to get smarter and more focused as they age, while others seem more confused by life's choices. Get ready for old age if you want to enjoy it more. My friend and I are both in our 70s. Here are our thoughts after many late nights of reflection. For starters, you shouldn't let the death of your partner make you too sad. My spouse and I might have to end our marriage in a few years. It's not clear who will leave first. We both expect to live a little over 70 years, which is already a long time. It looks like we don't have much time left. Our opinion is that you shouldn't grieve over the death of a partner too much. All of life is governed by natural laws, such as birth, aging, illness, and death. People who break the law will never get away with it, no matter how far medicine gets. At some point, everyone has to face death. Many people choose to live with their children or in a nursing home after their partner dies. For some, they can find someone else to spend time with. My spouse and I are both very old, so we have a plan for the other person to go to a nursing home after we die. You should never borrow money to pay for medical care no matter what. For as little money as possible, see a doctor. If not, there is no point. Because older people's health is already poor, many diseases will slowly show up in them. We have about 1 billion Vietnamese dong right now between my spouse and me. This dose seems like it would be enough for colds and flu. As a safety net, 1 billion Vietnamese dong will be saved because pensions cover the cost of living. But if you have a serious illness, 1 billion Vietnamese dong won't cover long-term care. It's one thing to have enough money to pay for treatment. What's really scary is when you run out of money and can't save the person. It would be terrible if we lost both our money and someone we care about. Because of this, most of us won't live very long past our average age. I don't want to take out a loan to pay for medical bills because it would put a lot of stress on our kids' finances. Third, try not to get in the way of your kids' lives while you're still taking care of yourself. We older people still think of raising children so that they can depend on us when we get old. This belief is no longer true, which is a shame. Not because kids aren't loyal, but because they have to deal with a lot more stress these days. Kids want to help their aging parents, but they can't afford to. This makes the kids feel very helpless. Also, a lot of daughters-in-law these days are very self-centered and don't like it when their husbands send money to their parents. In this case, I can't say who is right or wrong. I only tell older people to take care of themselves. I tell older people to take care of themselves while they're healthy, so they don't have to rely on their kids. Fourth, don't give your kids the keys to your house too soon. We might think that many children are very devoted to their families, but that's not always the case. Even if children are devoted, their spouses can cause problems in the family. It's something I've seen a lot of. I saw an old man sell all his land to give his child the money they needed to buy a house and get married. And I also saw an old woman give her child land and the house and then move in with them. But while they were living together, many problems that couldn't be solved came up. Also, kids might get used to this, which could make them lazy and unmotivated in their work. So we shouldn't give our children our money and property until we are almost dead. Fifth, get out of bad relationships, even ones with family members. You should end all relationships that are bad for you, even ones with family. I don't think related people are better than strangers. People who seem like family or close friends often take advantage of us and only get in touch with us when they need money or help. As older people, we should enjoy our retirement and not worry about bad relationships that make us feel bad about a man over 70. Will think that the 6 things below are the most important in his life. When they get to their 70s, after years of hard work, everyone wants a calm life. We often spend more time with our families and ourselves at this point than working. A man is living a very full and satisfying life if he has these 6 things. 1. Riches. Our health gets worse with age, and we can't make as much money as we did when we were younger. So, at this point, we need stable finances to make sure we can live well and not need help from others. If a man over 70 gets a pension every month, he can take care of himself and even help his kids. Also, men this age should save some money in case something comes up out of the blue. 2. Happy kids. A lot of people in their 70s have kids who are still single or not doing well in life. Parents might be worried about this. Parents feel comforted and happy when they see their children living a happy and peaceful life. For older people, the best thing about being with family is being in a warm and happy environment. 3. Own home. A lot of older people choose to live with their children so that they can be cared for when they are sick. But this choice could cause them to fight and argue with their kids over things that aren't necessary. It's not always bad to live with kids, but older people should have their own place. This house, no matter how big or small, is the result of many years of hard work. You will have more time to enjoy retirement at this point. 4. Life partner who is a good match. Everyone wants to find someone they can spend their whole life with and feel deeply connected to. But not everyone is able to make this wish come true. A lot of people lose their life partner too soon, or have many problems that make it impossible for them to stay together. So, a man over 70 who still has a wife who is loyal, understanding, and loving is very lucky. This is a very lucky event in the life of an old man. 5. Good health. People often say that health is the most valuable thing they have. When you're healthy, you have everything. If we are successful, wealthy, and happy, but also sick, life has lost its meaning. Because of this, men over 70 who are healthy and strong are really lucky. This is an invaluable thing that can't be bought with money, and everyone wants to have it. Men over 70 who are still healthy, happy, and able to think clearly should treasure this. It's a key part of living a full and interesting life. 6. Hobbies for yourself. Old age gives people the chance to do things they couldn't do when they were younger. This is another great thing about getting older. Now that you have more free time, it's easier to follow your own interests. Men over the age of 70 should still do the things that interest them. This is a way to keep your good mood, enjoy life more, and live fully even as you get older. However, some parents choose to hide their wealth, even if they have a lot of it. Why? Even though they have a lot of money, do they not share it with their kids? A man who was 70 years old gave an answer from his own life. Lee is the name of this man. He is a rich businessman who has made hundreds of millions of dollars, but he never told his kids how rich he was. He instead lives a simple life and shares what little he has with his children. Comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you find these lessons helpful. Thanks for your time. Born and raised in a poor family, Mr. Lee has always known how to get by. He worked hard and gave up a lot to change his life. For example, he dropped out of school to work and support his family. He worked hard all day and night and eventually saved up enough money and made enough connections to start a small business. He learned more about how wealth can be both tempting and bad as he got richer. He saw a lot of rich people lose their health, friends, and family relationships because they were too rich. Because of this, he decided not to let himself get into the same situation. First, Mr. Lee thinks that telling his kids that he is rich will make them lazy and reliant on others. He thinks that kids might not want to work hard or study if they know they have a lot of money. Sometimes kids feel like they don't need to work hard because they already have everything they need. This dependence not only changes their values and points of view, but it also changes how they grow as people. Second, Mr. Lee is afraid that telling his kids about his money will make them selfish and greedy. He thinks that rich people often lose empathy and don't have the tolerance and sense of duty to help others. He does not want his kids to turn out like that. Instead, he wants them to be humble and kind, care about other people, and make a difference in the world. Another thing that worries Mr. Lee is that telling his kids about his money might make them lose interest in life. His kids might think that their lives are great as they are, and that they don't need to strive for more or a better life. This way of thinking not only makes them lose interest in life, but it also weakens the goals and requirements they set for themselves to make progress. Finally, Mr. Lee thought that his kids might get the wrong idea about money if they spent too much on things they didn't need. He knows that money is just one part of life and shouldn't be the only thing used to judge someone's worth. He wants his kids to have a healthy view of money and not let it trick them or bind them. He wants each child to be able to become wealthy through hard work and smarts instead of relying on what their parents have done. From what this 70-year-old man said, it's easy to see why many wealthy parents don't tell their kids how much money they have. Here's a quick list of the reasons. Parents want their kids to be humble and kind, care about other people, and make a difference in the world. They want their kids to have clear ideas about money that aren't tainted by material things. The kids aren't supposed to depend on their parents' money. Instead, they should work hard and be smart to make their own money. People have these expectations because they want to care for and educate children and raise the next generation with a sense of duty, passion, and the search for a meaningful life. Many people think that being wealthy and healthy makes you happy, but new research shows that the happiest time of life is actually between the ages of 65 and 70. Most people have everything they need to be happy at this point. People's standard of living has gone up as society has progressed. But new research shows that people are happiest between the ages of 65 and 70. Many people think that living longer makes them happier. This finding makes us question what we thought we knew about the link between living a long time and being happy. Here are 3 reasons why living a long life doesn't always mean being happy. 1. Freedom from stress at work. Retirees are no longer subject to the pressures and competition of their jobs at this age. Their mental health can be a focus, and they can look for peace within. They enjoy the little things in life and treasure every moment. But that doesn't mean they stop getting bigger. They keep traveling the world with a grown-up attitude. Their experience and wisdom remind us that happiness isn't just for young people and has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with how you live your life. Happiness isn't just about rushing to get things. It can also be found in slowly enjoying a cup of tea. 2. The 2 bases of old age. A lot of the time, being happy means having enough money and being healthy. A lot of people in this age group have saved money and don't have to worry about money problems anymore. Instead, they pay attention to their health because they know how important it is. Without good health, money doesn't matter. People in their 70s care less about fancy things and more about their health and family. They also find a balance between work and life, choosing to do meaningful things with their time instead of focusing on their careers. They don't see life as a race, but as a great adventure. On this journey, they need to be happy and healthy. To live past 70, you need to know a lot and have a lot of life experience. Their lives are no longer blank books. They are full of stories of happiness and pain. Apparently, the older the ginger, the spicier it gets, which is a metaphor for how older people have a better understanding of life because they have been through more challenges. At this age, small problems won't bother them, and they'll deal with both big and small ones with calm and tolerance. Life isn't always easy, but every problem is a chance to learn and grow. People who are older can look at problems from different points of view and use their many life experiences to get through tough times. This calm and relaxed attitude is hard for many younger people to achieve. 3. Most of all, older people know how important it is to be alone. They understand how valuable relationships are more fully. People around them would rather spend time with family and friends because they know that these things are more important than getting rich. Their wisdom doesn't come from books. It comes from things they've done in real life. They love, share, and feel happiness in the most genuine ways because they are wise. They love every moment of peace and the little things that make life worth living. They can be happier and more joyful when they know what life is all about. People between the ages of 65 and 70 are the happiest because they have reached the end of the stressful part of their lives and can now enjoy the good times. They are happy, understand the difference between material and spiritual needs, and are grateful for what they have. As we go through life, and especially as we get older, the best thing is to have someone who really gets us and loves us. When they're young, a lot of people are busy with work and kids and don't have time for their spouse. Still, this person shares and stays by our side until the end. A spouse who loves and understands you is worth much more than money or things. Having someone like this in your life makes your later years much more complete and meaningful. Aside from keeping a calm and positive attitude and taking care of their partner, older people should also take care of their bodies. You can only fully enjoy life when you are healthy. People in their 70s are old, and healthy people are likely to live longer. The average lifespan around the world has grown, according to statistics. Even though people are living longer, turning 70 is still a big deal for some. People think of age 70 as the starting point for being old. Why does this happen? Why do people call 70 years old age? In the past, not many people lived to be 70. People used to want to live to be 70 years old, but these days, the average lifespan keeps going up. The age of 70 is no longer far away. However, some statistics show that as people get older, their health slowly gets worse between the ages of 70 and 75. During this time, a lot of people may even die. So, age 70 is seen as a dangerous time in an older person's life. Scientists from the University of Cambridge did a study that was published in a reputable journal. It found that after age 70, people age very quickly. Over 81 years, they kept an eye on the health of 10 babies. During this time, changes were looked at in the subject's blood and bone marrow. The results showed that after age 70, blood cells in older people change into 10 to 20 stem cells. In people younger than 65, on the other hand, these cells can change into 20,000 stem cells. This event clearly explains why people's bodies suddenly get weaker after age 70. We can tell that we are getting older, and diseases that come with getting older are becoming much more common. A report from the National Cancer Center of China in 2022 showed that people over the age of 70 are most likely to get cancer and also die from it. It's not just cancer that older people are more likely to get. They're also more likely to be frail, age, and have trouble absorbing nutrients. So it's not too much of an exaggeration to say that age 70 is a health problem for older people. Walking is one of the 5 signs that an older person is in good health after age 70. It's easy to do every day and has many health benefits. Walking is one of the most convenient and easy ways to work out. It can make your heart and lungs work better, improve blood flow, and lower your risk of getting chronic diseases. The way our bodies move when we walk also shows how healthy we are. If these things happen to you while you walk, It means your health is very good. 1. Steady walking pace. If you walk normally, with firm steps and no stumbling or hurrying, you're probably in good health. 2. If you can walk without getting short of breath and keep your breathing steady, that's a good sign of your health. If you are out of breath or your skin is blue, your lungs may be failing. 3. No pain in the heart. Heart health is very important for older people. If you walk around without chest pain or a fast heart rate, that means your cardiovascular system is still working well. 4. Moderate speed. The speed at which you walk is also a sign of your health. Most people believe that people who walk faster live longer, but older people should walk at a pace that is right for them. To stay healthy and live a long time, do these 5 things. Balanced nutrition. Make sure you eat a balanced diet, especially one that includes lots of good protein. To keep from becoming malnourished, older people should eat more foods like fish, eggs, and milk, and not just vegetables. Keep going. Getting exercise. Older people should get exercise based on their physical abilities and health conditions. Working out keeps your weight steady and makes your heart and lungs work better. Don't push yourself too hard when you work out. Do what you can. Take care of long-term conditions and use medications correctly. For older people with long-term illnesses, it's best to work with their doctors to manage their conditions and make sure they take their medications as prescribed. You should never change your dosage or stop taking your medications on your own. Keep up good habits while having a happy, positive attitude. Lifestyle and other related factors have a big impact on how long someone lives. Don't worry too much about how turning 70 will stop you. Living a long life after 70 is possible if you keep up good habits now. Based on my own experiences and those of friends my age, I know that the following 6 habits can help me age in a healthy, happy, and cheerful way. Ms. Liu, who is 70 years old, doesn't need her children and lives alone. She is happy and at ease in her retirement. She doesn't want to live with her kids, even though they want her to, because she thinks that fights aren't necessary as long as she is healthy and can take care of herself. Ms. Liu has found 6 good habits that can help people stay healthy and happy as they age. Post a number 2 comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Thanks for your time. It's important to pay attention to sleep when you turn 70. Getting enough sleep is good for both the body and the mind. Not getting enough sleep for a long time can make you more likely to have memory loss, trouble focusing, and a weaker immune system. Sleep duration and quality can get worse as people get older. In reality, older people still need to make sure they get enough good quality sleep. A lot of older people have trouble sleeping at night. They wake up after only a few hours and are very tired during the day. This is a sign of not getting enough sleep. To get enough sleep, you need a place to sleep that is quiet, dark, and warm enough to be comfortable. This will help older people get to sleep quickly. Second, to fall asleep faster, stay away from stimulants like coffee and alcohol before bed. It's important to get regular checkups. As people get older, they will have different health problems. If you don't take care of minor problems, they can get worse over time, which is bad for your health. By getting regular checkups, you can find problems early and treat them before they get worse. Also, blood pressure and blood sugar levels should be checked. Of course, health exams aren't just for older people. Younger people should also get them once a year. This makes sure that people are healthy and helps protect their well-being more effectively. It's very important to do some moderate exercise, especially if you are older. Joints can get stiff. Working out can make bones and muscles stronger, improve blood flow, and protect the health of your heart and brain. Many people over 70 feel like their bodies are weakening and they don't want to move around as much as they used to. Instead, they'd rather sit on the couch and watch TV. This is the wrong way to do things. To make their bodies stronger, older people should take regular walks, get some sun, And do light exercises every morning and evening. Those over 65 should do light exercises like slow walking or light stretching to keep their bodies flexible. Keeping a positive attitude is very important. Being positive can improve the health and vitality of both the body and the mind. At age 70, having a positive attitude can help you deal with outside pressures better, which can lower your risk of anxiety and depression, and maybe even make you live longer. So, older people should learn how to control their feelings so they can keep a calm, balanced, and positive attitude. Don't complain about things that aren't going the way you want them to, and stay away from places with a lot of stress. Also, spend more time with positive people. Spend your money wisely, and don't fall for scams. Businesses that aren't honest can easily take advantage of people over the age of 70. In recent years, many people with bad intentions have taken advantage of older people's trust to sell questionable health supplements. In reality, these products don't work and might even be harmful. A lot of older people don't know it's a scam, though. Seniors should be smart about how much they spend, and not just buy any of these health products. This not only doesn't work, but it also costs money. Many people only care about how many friends and social connections they have. Beyond the age of 70, though, it's important to make friends with people who can help you out in times of trouble and emergency. Having the right kinds of social interactions can make you feel better and less lonely. You can make friends with older people and improve your life by taking part in community activities or social volunteer work. When you turn 70, a new era starts. To enjoy your senior years, you might want to pick up these 6 good habits. Besides working out, there are 4 other important things you should do to live a long and healthy life after age 70. People who do these things often find that their lives are more satisfying. Being healthy is a valuable thing. People over 70 value their health even more. Your body goes through many physical, mental, and social changes as you get older. These changes make you more likely to get health problems like osteoporosis, heart disease, diabetes, and memory loss. Remember these 4 things if you want to live a happy and useful life in your 70s. 1. A positive, optimistic, and confident attitude. A positive attitude is always the best way to deal with problems, no matter what age you are. At 70, you may have been through a lot of ups and downs, but you must believe that your wisdom and experiences are valuable. When you're having problems or failing, keep your confidence and keep going. You should never give up on your dreams. Keep moving forward bravely, even as time goes on. These things are very important for increasing quality of life and lengthening lifespans. 2. Get regular exercise and stay in good shape. A healthy body is important for enjoying life, especially as you get older. You should still work out even if you're 70 years old. Moderate exercise, on the other hand, is important for staying healthy and strong. Pick exercises that are good for older people, like yoga or walking. Not only do these things make you healthier, but they also make you happier and less stressed. Remember that the world is ours to explore if we choose to. 3. A healthy, balanced diet. It's important to eat in a healthy, balanced way. To keep their bones strong and avoid getting osteoporosis, people over 70 should eat a lot of vegetables, fruits, lean meats, fish, dairy products, and supplements like calcium and vitamin D. To avoid heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, and fatty liver, you should also limit your intake of sugar, salt, fats, and stimulants like coffee, tobacco, and alcohol. 4th, warmth and kindness. As we age, we should treat others with more care and learn to be thankful for what we have. By age 70, you've seen a lot of beautiful things and been through a lot of hard things. Remember that being nice to other people means being nice to yourself too. You will get more love back if you give off warmth. Also, people who live with warmth and a good heart have beautiful souls that can love and share with those around them. They can make connections and experiences that matter, and they always look for and enjoy the good, manageable parts of life. As a result, they make good friends, feel less stressed, anxious, and depressed, and are happier and more satisfied with their lives. This is a very important part of building up your immune system and keeping your health in good shape. One reason older people may choose to live alone is to save time on chores. But it's not the only one. Character, health, and the preferences of the elderly person are just a few of the other things that can affect this choice. As you can see, choosing to live alone in old age depends on your situation and your own needs. Still, they should have friends and family to help them and make it easier for them to live a healthy, happy, and safe life. I didn't realize how hopeful we should be about living a long life until I was 70 years old. Living a long life isn't always good. Take the saying, "More children, more blessings," with a grain of salt. Trust yourself instead. After being 70 years old, I can see that staying in bed for 3 to 5 years doesn't really add any years to your life. Plus, lying there like that doesn't help when you're in a wheelchair and can't move. Kids may take good care of their parents at first, but who can handle it for a long time? Like when you climb too high, you fall harder. When we put too much hope in something, we end up disappointed more. It's better to be poor at first and have a stable life. Comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you find these lessons helpful. Thanks for your time. So, now that I'm 70, I think about the hopes I had when I was younger and know that many of them were just dreams that I should let go of. It's not always true that having more children means more blessings. My grandparents always said that having kids was the best thing in the world. As parents get older, their children will take turns helping them out. If they have a lot of kids, one of them will be good at something. The kids won't be under as much stress, and the parents will get more help. This is why my grandparents had 7 kids. My grandmother lived by herself for more than 10 years after my grandfather died. Her children became her primary support when she could no longer walk. The uncles and aunts talked about how to handle her last few years. "I still need to take care of my family on my husband's side," the youngest aunt said. "When are the best times for me to take care of my mom?" Uncle number 1 said, "I am also having a hard time. My mother no longer needs my help because my daughter-in-law could handle things on her own if she didn't have a pension." Since the 3rd son was married, he didn't dare speak up. Parents usually raise their kids, and each kid has their own personality and level of devotion to their parents. People should know that they need to take care of themselves, at the very least with money. If you have savings and your kids help out a little when you get sick, taking care of your parents won't be too hard. With the money you have, you can even plan to go to a nursing home. When you're old, love needs to be more real than dreamy. The child takes care of the father, but not as well as the wife takes care of the husband, says an old proverb. That's why many older people still want to get married again to have someone to spend time with. If a person gets married again in middle age and takes good care of both sets of children, the family. However, not everything is perfect in real life. See T in real life. Some bad things can happen, like getting too old and losing your spouse. It can be hard to find a new partner. Now, the grown-up children might not want the old man to get married again, which would cause problems in the family. Additionally, if the children of the other partner are still in school, you may end up paying for their education, which can be very expensive. You can't be certain that they will support you financially when they become adults. Also, if they both have little money when they are young, they could work together. But when they get old, they can't do as much work. It's harder when people who are poor live together. Lastly, older people are more likely to fall for scams because they are not as smart as younger people. This can cost them both money and emotional pain. So I think you should stop dreaming about true love like you did when you were younger. Instead, you should face reality to keep your family and yourself safe. Love is not as important as money. Instead of just a few words of concern, you should look for someone you can really depend on. It's not important to buy a house because you can't take it with you when you die. It's fine to rent a house if you don't own one. Many young people work very hard to buy a house, and then they start to think about who will get it when they turn 70. Your kids may not like it if you give your money to society. If you split it up, they'll fight, and the person who gets the house may not care for you. You could be sent to a nursing home and left to your own devices. So, I now know that a house can only give you temporary comfort and can't be taken with you when you die. It's good to buy a house if you have money, but it's not a big deal if you don't. We do turn back into dust when we die, after all. Being happy doesn't always mean living longer. When you lose your health, happiness slowly goes away. Living another day might only bring you more pain, especially if you are getting close to the end of your life. If they don't have responsible kids to care for them, being sick for a long time is just a hassle. At first, they might take good care of their parents, but most of them can't handle it for long. Kids have families of their own to take care of, and parents have to work to support their kids. Old parents become a burden if they don't have enough money. There will be times when your caregiver is cranky and hard to deal with, even if you have one. So at age 70, I can see how lying in bed for 3 to 5 years might add a few years to your life. But what good does it do if you're in a wheelchair and can't move like you used to? Don't try to live forever. Just enjoy each day. This will make you happier inside. You might want to enjoy your old age by going back to your hometown. A lot of older people, especially those who grew up in rural areas, think that childhood was beautiful, like leaves falling back to the roots. That is where they need to go back to. You can keep chickens and ducks, talk to your neighbors, sometimes invite other old people to the market, cook, or play cards when you live in the country. People who have been away for a long time, on the other hand, will have a hard time when they return. It's hard to get around, and there are no vehicles on hand in case of an emergency, so everything comes to a stop. It's not a good place to live because there are bugs and rats everywhere, and the living things smell bad. Fixing up the old houses can cost a lot of money. People in the neighborhood may have died or moved to the city, leaving the area feeling empty. You might not be good at farming either. Real farms aren't like vacation homes. It might be fun to stay there for a few days, but not so much for a month or two. Things have changed, even if the scenery is still beautiful. So, instead of holding on to old places in your mind, cherish the people around you. As you get older, try to live a calm and simple life. Don't hold on to unrealistic dreams, and don't let them keep you from getting better. Spend your money on good things like traveling and buying things you like. This will help you stay healthy and happy after age 70. Not only should you take care of your health and get enough sleep, but you should also stick to some good habits. 10 good habits that will help you live a healthy and happy life. 1. Eat well. People over 50 should cut down on fast food, processed foods, and sugary drinks like soda and bubble tea. Bringing water with you when you go outside helps you stay hydrated and avoid drinking sugary drinks. 2. Personal hygiene. It's very important to take care of your own hygiene. For comfort and a good mood, clean your living space often, change your clothes, brush your teeth twice a day, and use a facial cleanser. 3. Be happy with yourself. When you're 70, don't worry about other people. Instead, focus on making yourself happy. In moderation, eat the foods you like and try to live a happy, joyful life to avoid regrets. 4. A good attitude. Stay calm and positive, and don't complain or point the finger at others. This helps keep family relationships peaceful and makes it easier to get along with other people. 5. Be disciplined. Even if you have a big pension, you should control your urges and stop living in a way that isn't good for you. Stay away from bad habits that could cost you your health and happiness in the future. 6. Stay active. Instead of staying inside all day, do things outside and move around more. To improve your physical and mental health, lay out in the sun, enjoy nature, and talk to other people. 7. Spend wisely. Even if you have a good pension, you should still spend wisely. Buy safe, high-quality items instead of spending money on things you don't need. 8. Live simply. Get rid of things you don't need and keep your home from being cluttered to learn how to live simply. Don't let too much stress you out. Instead, focus on what's important. 9. Look at how other people treat others. To figure out if someone is trustworthy, watch how they treat their friends, how they handle money, and how they take care of their parents. 10. Be careful when you're dating. If someone has these 3 traits, you should avoid getting too close to them. To figure out what kind of person they are, watch how they treat other people and how they deal with money and family. These habits will not only keep you healthy, but they will also help you live a full and happy life. The best thing in life, especially as we get older, is having someone who really gets us and loves us. A lot of young people are busy with work and kids, which doesn't leave much time for their partners. But the partner is the one who shares and stays with us until the end. Having a spouse who is loving, supportive, and indulgent is worth a lot more than money or things. Your senior years can be a lot more fun and meaningful if you have someone like this by your side. Comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you find these lessons helpful. Thanks for your time. Along with keeping a positive attitude and taking care of their companion, older people should also take care of their bodies. You can only fully enjoy life when you are healthy. Many people live past 70, and healthy people are more likely to live longer. The average lifespan around the world has grown, according to research. Living to 70 may seem like a difficult goal, but it is no longer impossible to reach. However, some statistics show that health can get worse between the ages of 70 and 75, and a lot of people may die during this time. A study from the University of Cambridge found that after age 70, the body ages very quickly. People over 70 can only change their blood cells into 10 to 20 stem cells, but people younger than 65 can make up to 20,000 stem cells. This is the reason why people suddenly get weaker after age 70 and get a lot more diseases related to getting older. According to a report from the National Cancer Center of China in 2022, people over the age of 70 have a high risk of getting cancer and have the highest death rates from cancer. But older people can still stay healthy if they watch out for certain signs while they walk. Walking is a simple and convenient way to get exercise that makes your heart and lungs work better, improves blood flow, and lowers your risk of getting chronic diseases. Having a steady walking pace, stable breathing, no leg pain, and no heart pain are all signs of good health. In addition to walking, older people should focus on a healthy diet, ongoing appropriate exercise, managing chronic conditions and medications, maintaining good living habits, and keeping a positive attitude in order to stay healthy and live longer. These habits will help you stay healthy and live a long time, even when you are very old. A 70-year-old woman once told others how to live a peaceful life by telling them 3 things they should never do. Don't boast about your kids or money, and don't discuss your finances or family issues in public. These lessons taught her that a peaceful life isn't just about money, but also about how we deal with problems and relationships. If we can't help, thank you for spending part of your day with us. If this message, we're so grateful you were here today. If something you heard today sparked hope or new thinking, please subscribe and tap the bell so we can continue walking this journey together. Want to send a signal to the universe? Share your thoughts in the comments. My story isn't over. It's just getting better. Every word holds power, and yours are no exception. Wishing you peace, strength, and endless inspiration. And here's something powerful. Share this video with 5 people you care about. It's believed that when we pass on uplifting messages, we spread universal energy that can strengthen hearts, bring peace, and even help us all live longer, more joyful lives.